what's the deal? It's your folks, Shaka. I wanted to share my thoughts with y'all real quick. So yeah, I wanted to speak on this Kevin Samuels little review video. And we're gonna go ahead and break down what I was saying. I think that there's a few things we can learn from this, and we also want to go ahead and speak on how a lot of his philosophy and theory will leave a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, single, frustrated, and not understanding why they are getting the results they are getting. And so, you know what I'm saying, let's just get into it, y'all. You know, first thing, you know, we're going to speak on is the stage, okay? Now, he didn't name the women, you know, which I thought was interesting because he liked to go out of his way to put the popular Dusties like Blue Jasmine and the Britney chick. He makes sure, you know what I'm saying, you know who they are and sometimes where you can find them, okay? He didn't do that for these women, okay? He also did not have the cameras on them, and I think that he did that to keep us from seeing their body language and how they were gonna be reacting and things like that. He's just not confident, you know. He kept clipping out some of the scenes. I believe that it was times where, you know, certain talking points, he was just clipping them out. And it's like, okay, you're not like this when you're doing lives. You know what I'm saying? So why give us anything different? I understand you might have had to record it, okay. But it wasn't, you know, it wasn't like that. And then another thing I noticed was his body language. And just in general, I noticed that when he's by himself, he comes off a lot more confident than he does when he's in the presence of these women. The only time I seen that he was confident was when he was arguing with them, trying to win an argument. You know, like I say, this man argues with the woman. He had way too many questions, you know what I'm saying, in my opinion. Not a lot of statements. And that oftentimes happens because, just like the Nitty Bohemian said, he wanted to get to a specific point and he needed them to give him specific answers. You know what I'm saying? Oftentimes it's just kind of like impossible to get from the woman. We're going to explain some of the reasons why. A lot of times this is not, you know, it just ain't going to happen. But let's just go ahead and get into it, y'all. The next thing here was the message, you know, and he pretty much the same bedrock stuff. What you see is what you get with him. He stated men do not want educated women who are productive, you know what I'm saying, aka earners. And this is something that he's definitely speaking on with the so-called high value man, which I noticed that he didn't put that in his title. You know, that's another thing, y'all. It seemed like he's trying to itch out the door with that. You know, we putting that heat on him, you dig? You know, but this is something that they are into because top tier men, listen, the reason bedrock high value men are more likely to not desire a woman who earns has a lot to do with the fact that these men have a bedrock understanding of how relationships work. You know, today it is about implementation and cooperation. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, partnership. Okay, and that's totally different than the whole idea of relationship by way of deprivation, which means that one is in need of the other because the other one is carrying the resources or whatever and everything else. And the only thing the woman is carrying is the babies and stuff like that. You know, that's just not a thing today. And it does not work today, even when we look at the economic landscape and the times and stuff like that. for the average people. Men who understand this are able to get more out of the woman and out of the situation, out of a relationship, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at the woman, man, the woman is the biggest consumer of things. The woman is actually the biggest processor of a lot of this information out here and stuff like that. A lot of the woman's attention and effort is being outsourced, even in some of these so-called relationships that they are in. But a lot of this stuff is being outsourced to various things like social media outlets and things like this, because men are not able to present proper situations that can bring that talent and stuff like that, that is able to recognize that talent and stuff like that within, okay, that micro community culture and situation, and make it work, okay, for the both of them, and then eventually the community, whether that's the family or whatever. These dudes lack that, okay? They bedrock, all right? But, she explained to Kevin Samuels that women pretty much resist the wife concept. It was a girl in there that pretty much stated to him that, women resist the wife concept because, pretty much she feels that there's nothing much in it for them. They're not feeling it. And I mean, yeah, some people can have just opinions, and we can evaluate things and say, well, that's just something that maybe a no good person would say, you know what I'm saying? But when we evaluate it and we see that, okay, yeah, it wasn't much in it for the woman for real, then we gotta consider that. We gotta look into those statements. You know what I'm saying? But he went on ahead and disagreed, because what he did not translate is that she was expressing that women are told, especially by him, that if they want to be considered a high value woman, okay, which I don't think they care about being. I believe that they're more considered to be top tier women that men are reaching for. But if they want to be high value women, they will have to be Betty Flintstone, okay? Which is the reason for a lot of the issues we have today, including the feminist movement, all right? But yeah, so it was that, and just moving on, obviously he pulled out, his old tricks. He got into the numbers talk again. And let me say this before I go further. This is the primary reason the whole conversation just kind of like imploded. It was not a good look for him, you know what I'm saying? But he got into the numbers talk, and he started asking them questions about how much do they feel they need to contribute and things like that. And he wanted them to give him specific answers, like I had stated, you know what I'm saying? And it is a waste of time asking women stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? How much should you contribute? Or how much do you think you should contribute? Women do not respond to things like that. You know what I'm saying? It's better if the man just set the standard. You know what I'm saying? And just let it be like that. But when you get to asking women those questions and you want specific answers, all they gonna do is this. They gonna start thinking about, okay, well, what if I tell you this today, and maybe tomorrow that's just not enough? Or what if they hanging women tomorrow who say they want a man who want 100K? I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Who knows? That's how the woman is thinking, man. Who knows? The woman does not want to put herself in a position ever that will see her missing out what she feel she should not be missing out on, okay? And so asking those questions oftentimes is just asking for a nothing burger, you know what I'm saying, with the fixings, okay? It just really is. But he was trying to get into the numbers talk, pretty much saying that, financially and things like that, so-called black women need to consider a man more than anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because, financially, it's not looking too good for them. The average one, making 50,000 or less, 75%, and it's just those are old talking points. You know what I'm saying? Dude was looking like Fred Flintstone up there. You know what I'm saying? If we continue to tell black women and just women in general that they should submit because they will not be able to take care of themselves financially, because that's pretty much what he was leading with, they're gonna always see cap in that. If you tell so-called black women that, or tell women that, they see the opportunities out here. So it's easy for them to think, well, they're gonna be the exception, okay? And today there are opportunities out there, should women pursue them, okay? Only make their confidence in that belief stronger. You know what I'm saying? So it's a waste of time, But he continues to do that. Look, it was a woman who straight up took that off the table. And I think that that's where kind of like their disinterest in him as being this so-called godfather or whatever kind of hit, but she pretty much just told him, well, she pretty much ain't looking at the money as being a problem. And it kind of like deadlocked Kevin Samuels, because that's what he lead with, you know what I'm saying? And to be real with you, what I think was funny is he talks about modern women, modern this, modern that, how the modern generation is a failure. And these women here actually just exposed him. And just like again the Nitty Bohemian said, they came on the show, they were attentive and they were things like that, and they straight up exposed this dude. And you have to be blind, okay? R.I.P. to Ray Charles, he could have seen this, okay? All right, Stevie Wonder can hear it and see it, okay? These women are modern women, dog, with their future ahead of them. These women were actually out of Kevin Samuels' league. This is not his target audience of women. He kept trying to come at them like he comes at the women that he typically deal with the over the hill women he's used to. You know what I'm saying? And so it was just like, it was a terrible look for him. And I can sum it up just like that. You know what I'm saying? It was a terrible look for him. You might see the views go up, but I guarantee you, a bunch of them Manosphere dudes over there was looking at that show and they was cringing like a motherfucker. Okay, because it was not a good look. Towards the end, at the end, he ended up getting in an argument with the one of the girls and things like that. And he said something to her like, time out. He told a woman like that, time out. And she immediately responded with what they typically will respond with, I'm not a child. And it just got out of control from there. And the Godfather was looking real beta, all right? He claimed in the video, though, just to end this off, y'all, that, we need each other. And that is true. But the issue is with that side, you know what I'm saying, over there, Kevin Samuels and the dudes who follow him, they cannot provide the legitimate reasons as to why and how we need each other, okay? And this show, again, proves that. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there, y'all. Y'all go ahead and comment below. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the video if y'all seen it. Definitely like this information. And go ahead and hit that sub bell, because I'm going to drop something that you're going to like. It's your folks, Shocker the Urban Philosopher. I'm out. Stay home.